Welcome to the most unreasonable video that I've ever made. With 100 players, well, 80 players and 20 developers loading into a single map. The unit limit is set at 32,000. The circumstances and the name of the game itself, but beyond all reason. It's free to play, made by volunteers. Open source, but it will cost you a whole chunk of your free time and probably more of your sanity. So while you have either of those, it'd be incredible if you could smash that like button or maybe even subscribe. That'd be kind of the algorithm. And Jimmy, what do we have? 1,100 likes on this video, on this cast. And I'll cast another one. And I'll probably do it anyways, because I don't know what else I'd do with my life. But thank you for watching. Hopefully, you've had a good day so far. And hopefully it's about to get just a little bit better as the players load into the Crucible, the Forge, with a volcano in the center of the map. And it's not dormant, and neither are the players on the front line. Over to the east, 20 contributors and developers, the people who make this game happen. And to the west, 80 players who also serve an incredibly important role. There's not nearly enough metal extractors to go around, so both sides, especially the players, will have to reach forward in order to gain some more territory. And it's not necessarily a decisive advantage to have way more players, as at the end of the day, it's the economy, the infinite scaling. It's about how much metal and how much energy you can gather. And with that lack of metal extractors, we already see several of the players moving forward. Already. The Legion commander dueling with a Cortex thug, and doing pretty well of it. But the Cortex, don't talk to me or my sons ever again. Your sons are thugs. Yeah, and all three factions enabled. Well, a strong start, though not exactly an auspicious one for the developers. Repeat this 20 times more. Only 18 commanders remained. 17 commanders, another one bites the dust. Another trade, as the players, technically 1-for-1 or even 2-for-1, is a economical trade when it comes to the last commander standing. Because at the end of the day, it's a team deathmatch. And only one team has so many players. Quite literally and figuratively. So, the players have already pushed forward, overwhelming the developers with their angry words and, more importantly, angry actions. And yet another commander goes down. Pitak, the community manager, doing his best to manage as much of the community as possible. They're handing off commanders to one another to maximize the micro, it seems. Already has to move through. And another quirk of Forge is every time a commander goes down, it digs another hole into the very, very lightly covered lava near side the volcano, making it even more treacherous for both sides to move forward. Rockets raining down, the bomber over the top, and the players are already moving forward down the center. The dev line to the south is holding for now, but you can already see the power grids coming together. Wind power is pretty mediocre here. Geothermal is scattered throughout, as you might expect. The most efficient energy, metal and energy ratio. But Invisible Troll, his name itself, quite a troll. And You Be Dead. Both of them, a bit ironic here, but living up to his name. At least, from the third person. You Be Dead is now dead. The commander in another pool of lava. Already the players still near the north side. Azar, the very heavy Cortex assault tank, smacking its way through a legion of Legion goblins. And the rocket bots on either side, bombers scattering fire. Fighters knocking them out of the sky. And a lot of territory to cover despite the volcano. Well, the volcano, we already have some. He landed a construction bot is going to build a gauntlet artillery right on the lip of the caldera. And artillery looking down on everything in the general area, the whole valley. Meanwhile, dozens of rocket bots just blasting into one another. Is that a fat boy? No! A tier 2 turret is going to blast back. Oh no! Bruh! Is taken down. And with it, another one bites the dust, and the lava will continue to encroach. Pitak is out in front, all on his own. Meanwhile, the Decurions from the Legion are holding, but only just. Another commander down. 14 remain of the developers. The players have pushed them far. It's only 5 minutes in, though there's nothing saying the game has to last a certain amount of time. It's however long it takes until no commanders on one side are left standing. Even more moving forward. Multiple Tsars. The mosquitoes stinging what they can. Hot potato moving forward in a precarious situation is named doubly appropriate here. And the Tsars unleashing massive plasma balls. The Shurikens from the Cortex trying to stun it. They have the EMP lasers that can stun any target if they get enough shots on it. Though a Tsar, much like your mother, takes up a lot of space and a lot to take down. Pitok still trying to hold the line. Some walls. The fact that they're able to hold it all. Again, quantity has a quality on its own. But the developers have more space to maximize their economy, and many of them very accomplished at the game, as you might expect from a game where the developers are players themselves. All they get paid is a sense of pride, accomplishment, and a constant stream of complaints from pretty much everyone on the east side. A Cerberus, a artillery battery on the geothermal could be incredibly helpful, but it seems like a bit of a distant dream as the rocket bots and artillery scatter throughout the field. It's just, you already see the gravestones of multiple commanders. They were able to reclaim some of that territory with the res bots, which can restore the terrain to some extent. It really depends on the map. Mosquitoes from the Legion fluttering down, looking for maybe a snipe on the commander. They charge up their rockets for a big salvo, but are relatively fragile and a bit optimistic trying to take that commander down. Meanwhile, the energy for the players in our slightly confusing spectator interface in the top right, they have over 160% more. But the army value's within 30%. And the developers have a massive amount more invested in defense, which is not too surprising considering the context. Some Mantis drone carriers from the Legion swarming over the field and helping to shut down a lot of the lighter units that are working their way forward. Heavy laser turret on the front line. The rockets are going to try to match it. The Sheldons. Mobile artillery. Keeping everything at bay. And as time goes on, the economies and the complexity of the army grow. The no-man zone, the no-bot zone between the players grows, as it becomes harder and harder to get even a single unit through. But a fat boy comes out of a lab under fire. A tier 2 armada. And the Tsar getting chased down by some tier 1 tanks, 12% HP. That Tsar is 1,600 metal, which is a significant portion of the total value on the entire field right now. The entire army is about 60k for the players. So each of those Tsars representing a significant portion. Same with the fat boys, 1,400 apiece. The developers, well, the economy is still trying to come together, but they've been so focused on not getting cleared off the front line. Reasonably so. Oh, construction bot of the mountain. Tell us your wisdom. The artillery just firing down. And the developers don't really have vision of that. I mean, you could see that it's firing at you, but there's not much to be done about it. He put a jammer up there. There's no active vision. The map is dark and full of ticks, artillery, and pretty much everything else. And it seems like every unit and even the experimentals are enabled here. We need anti-nuke. Cerberus coming online as well. The Goblin Legion is moving forward. Hundreds of goblins with some hoplites behind. The Tsars, what is there to match them? Some shurikens trying to stall it out. Fighters over the top. The goblins do their best anti-air. Their best is not very good, but they're gonna try anyways. The shurikens slowing things down, but they've already made it past the production lines. In this carved a path for the hoplites, the tier 2 behind. A very spammable skirmish unit with some Gatling guns Oh, the advanced geothermal. The goblins are cleared out. Some of the production goes with them. But a wall of beamers. Okay, beamers. Those Armada Tier 1 turrets. But some of the strongest and very good at taking out exactly this sort of scenario. Oh, no, the volcano! The volcano. Did we reach the 10-minute mark? Something like that. Around every 10 minutes, the volcano erupts and throws out some, I guess, what do things and stuff, and you don't want to be nearby is the summary. Meanwhile, the artillery slowly but surely creeping forward on the high ground. A phoenix lancing through some of the hounds, and there's just everything everywhere. Is that a Praetorian? Even some tier 3 on the field. The Praetorian, a tactical nuke. Anti-nuke doesn't save you from this. Where's it going? Working on the front line. A tremor. Long-range artillery from the Cortex gonna scatter throughout that area. The tactical nuke is targeted right on it. Is it enough? That's gonna be a yes. Meanwhile, they've staved off the attack to the north. Some incinerators from the Legion. As well as another tactical nuke, and that one hit hard. The advanced Geo taking everything in the entire county with it. Meanwhile, the incinerators moving for Big Justin. Oh no, in the danger zone. Manages to cloak in time, but the incinerator's dangerously close. A stray shot. He's so close. Danger! There's a tactical nuke coming online. They're able to repair just in time. If Big Justin went down, he'd take the entire front line with it. Meanwhile, 4 tactical nuclear launchers here from whatever your name is right now. That's his name. Whatever it is. Loot Goblin getting targeted by tactical nukes. Another tremor coming up. The constant pulsars on the high ground from the Armada as well. The map starting to look closer and closer to like that CPU you desperately need and maybe can't afford in order to play this game. Shout out to the X3D, but the players still covering so much real estate. Some Razorbacks punching through. Sun Zookeepers taken down. The Goblins cut down by swaths of it. Some welders behind. Another commander down. They go right past the Bastion defenses. 2 Razorbacks getting to the backline, targeting the shield generator, which could allow some more artillery to come through. The Fat Boys point blank range. Some energy converters will go down with them. Voltung getting... No, I got... his intentions were good, but his actions did not follow through. Getting too close with your commander. Oh my god. 1% more than he needed. The commander survived, and it was so close to multiple fusions. The developers able to cut through the front. A atomic bomber swinging around, knocked down by Antia. But still, you see how sparse their base is, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But long-range artillery... And, oh no, that's an advanced Geo. The plasma cannons are targeting it. There's no shields. Though it's not quite on point. The artillery is not perfectly accurate from such a range, but it knows. The geothermal locations are known before the match. You know the locations they're going to be focusing on. And they may have seen it, or they're just guessing. Yeah, oh, they've seen it with the radar. Making sure. And there goes the neighborhood. If you reclaim it before it gets taken out, it prevents the explosion. But unfortunately, plasma cannons do a little more damage. Meanwhile, the developer is able to push forward on the south. Pitak and friends have held the line. Meanwhile, the unit count over 6,000. A single Karis Tier 3 tank on the front lines. A bit optimistically, as the battlefield is strewn with wreckage. And the word strewn feeling very weird in my mouth right now, but moving on. Strewn. Strewn. Strewn? No, that's enough. Jimmy, edit that part out. That was super weird. No, not all weird. Sometimes it's fine. But, the lava pools, they haven't been able to reset it, nor I don't think they necessarily want to. As the lava pool is making it a lot harder for some of the Mukati? I don't know. It's centipedes with a bunch of guns and missile launchers strapped to the top. The Legion trying all sorts of different things that the other factions are less willing to do. A relatively tanky and surprisingly quick weapons platform in the most literal sense. But the no-bots land continues for the most part. Well, it's making a lot more progress. Mobs! Wake up! Oh no, he's getting close! The D-gun could be devastating. He gets 2, but goes down himself. In the Tier 2 lab, a few rockets takes it out. And now, still with a massive economy advantage, but the players, it's decentralized. It's not concentrated. They're not able to bring it to bear nearly as quickly. More tactical nukes. The developers as well, by definition, you'd hope, quite efficient at using their resources. And climbing the mountain. What do we have up there? Multiple arquebus all-terrain railguns climbing over each other to get a better angle. Quite good against air as well. Though, as a railgun, the weapon speed not slow. Many units can fire at aircraft. It's just not very many of them are good at it unless they're dedicated to the cause. A lot of fighters swinging over the top. The devs move to meet them. A few gunships on the front line. Knocked out. Fighters just slapping each other down left, right, and center. And anti-air from either side, long and short range. A wave of tremors, though, and a Sol Invictus. And its 2 sons trying to look cool as well. The Sol Invictus, the Juggernaut's hotter stepbrother, with the thermal lasers. Well, actually, this is the archaic version, where all it has is 4 massive thermal lances. And, well, you don't want to be too far in front of them. Friendly fire isn't. Let's put it that way. Meanwhile, some stronghold gunships from the Legion looking for what they can. They spot the Calamity, the rapid-fire long-range plasma cannon. A deadly choice. The most expensive building in the game. Oh! Well. The best counter to a bad dude with a Sol Invictus is an even badder dude with another Sol Invictus on defense. But the disintegration gun, the D-gun, can one-shot any unit in the game besides other commanders. That's what makes commanders still such a great threat, and probably the greatest advantage of the players with such a high count of them at this stage of the game. He's backing off. I think he saw at least one of the commanders moving up, but Invisible Troll still living up to his name, and the Sol Invictus is incinerated before its counterpart can get the kill anyways. Another one, but this entire both sides, to the north and south, the goblins are going through the pools of fire. But, well, some of them are making it. Some of them getting pushed into the lava. Oh. Well, some of them made it almost close enough to see. Meanwhile, a bombing run is cutting through. But the bombers are taken out in time. We have a swath of shurikens. Oh, Volshock. Not cloaked! Thermal lances. What? It gets taken down in time. He's at 2%. He's just standing, not even close. Okay, well, I spoke maybe a bit too soon. As yet another Sol Invictus comes up. And oh no! The backline! I think someone may have fired their D-gun a little bit. The greatest enemy of the players. Was there a nuke? No. A tactical nuke wouldn't reach that far. The greatest enemy of themselves. The players. Unable to agree. Unfortunately, get in a room with 80 people and... Well, That cuts into the economic lead, though the players still have a massive one. A bombing run to the south. The developers slicing through the Phoenixes don't quite hit the fusions, but another run. The target fires some bombers getting into the mix. And another swath of the economy will be taken down. And just like that, between sabotage and direct action, still a 50% energy lead. 270,000, just 183 from the developers. But if they were holding with over double, well, now with so much on the ground, the Arquebus trying to hold. The Razorbacks moving forward. The Armada Tier 3. And a behemoth set upon by multiple Sol Invictuses. Another bombing run tried to come through. And just shrugging off multiple lasers. The behemoth with the most HP in the game, and it's not particularly close. Without a D-gun, you need so much combined firepower. Just one, okay. But oh no! Gets a little bit too close. The players struggling. Both domestic and external strife. As the developers continue to move forward up to the north. We have, what is this? Drone carriers have arrived. The Omni drone carrier from the Cortex, an experimental choice. It has, are those shurikens? It looks like the shuriken icon. Huh, there's shuriken EMP carriers? That's crazy. Interesting. Or they're just regular drones, I'm not sure. I don't think I can hover over exactly. But there's just an entire plateau of anti-air. So another behemoth moves forward, and another behemoth will be taken out. Slowly but surely pushed back. Pitak has completely taken the front line. He's been battling for it for... It's only been 20 minutes. Wow. Another behemoth. Continuing to get closer and closer. Multiple missile tanks, as well as tactical nukes. Behemoth just climbing the hill slowly but surely. Commander, point blank, D-gun range, gets taken out. Oh no! I don't know if it was incidental or targeted, but either way, the commander taken down. The developers with 13 commanders still to 49 from the players. Another huge push. The Razorbacks moving through. The Thor's behind, but the wreckage, the walls, they walk right over some of them. The thermal lances out of the Sol Invictus doing a lot to cut through. But, oh my. The push is still a lot to contend with. Multiple Thor lightning tanks. But there's just so many units. The physical wall of units making it difficult. But here come the Sol Invictus. Multiple commanders moving in. The defensive line of the players has dwindled dramatically. Another Phoenix run. There's limited anti-air through the center. The fighters moving to intercept. The advanced Geo has been rebuilt, but it's still a liability. The front line, the Geo's targeted. Fighters take it out. Pod launchers! Oh my. Pod launchers to the back line. The pod launchers able to yeet pawns, the tier 1 unit, most of the way across the map. Thermal lance is still going through. The economy, every counter goes to the players. But again, not as decisively as it once did. Another behemoth commanding attention. And fighters just slicing one another out of the sky. Legions upon legions of Legion fighters trying to cut a path for the bombers of some sort to get through, whether it's the Phoenixes or the Cortex bombers, the Hailstorms, all three factions represented. And while there are plenty of fighters, I think they're going to get through. The fighters cleared the path. And now the fusion. Oh, no. It's a disaster. And it's gone. The entire neighborhood, the entire zip code, about half the economy of the entire team. And just like that, it's dead even. 280,000 economy remains. 100,000 or so incinerated. It's near total annihilation. Oh, what a airstrike. Not a single one of the aircraft survived. But when you head in like that, rarely do you intend to. The developer is able to concentrate their fighter power, their air superiority. And even if it was that, just enough to punch through and target the much more malleable fusions. Some flying flagships. Sol Invictus is the choice. Interestingly, I think much better at clearing out large groups of units in such a choke point. The wreckage of Behemoth's past is creating quite a difficult situation for both sides here. An epic dragon from the Cortex is burninating across the countryside, breathing fire down on the surviving economy in the bottom left corner. Invisible Troll called into action once again. Commander has 4 kills. I think all of them are incredibly expensive tier 3 units. Oh! He targeted with a behemoth. Now, he had either a radar contact or he saw it coming. What a target. An invisible troll will now finally be removed from the field. The devs, once again, claiming dominance over the players. The players sabotaging themselves and not able to hold the... Oh, but the volcano! Even the volcano itself erupting and hitting... Oh my, the goblins are hit by the eruption. New lava pools created. And so much is vulnerable. The Invictus is punching through. The economy, the front line is being incinerated. The commanders reigning supreme. The annihilation nearly total. The reason, not something that is easily found. We may be beyond it. As the Sol Invictus slicing through what's left of the front line. And there's not much left behind. The duels between the Legion Tier 3 and another chain reaction will take most of the front. The geothermals, a liability as much as they are a boon. And, well, the army values are dead even. The economy's starting to tilt towards the devs. Phoenixes targeting Tier 3. The Legion Bomber. A line of heat just cauterizing everything in its path. Oh, another run. Some juggernauts! And just easily shrugging off the Legion head. Not so good at taking out the hardier targets, but instead, oh my, an epic Stormbringer is knocked out of the sky before it can unleash about 100 bombs. The Juggernaut self-destruct is effectively like walking a nuke. And this one, anti-nuke, the only anti-nuke is a lot of concentrated firepower. Pawn launcher slamming into the shields, which I think the pawns just disintegrate, which, well, at least it's quick. Oh my. What happened here? Something exploded right in the north. Another Juggernaut is taken down, and the push to the north is starting to get a bit more concerning. But the sky is swarming with gunships. The Wasps from the Cortex. The flagship not enough to stop it. The fighters are... Well, that's just too many Wasps. The nest is far too on the other side of the map, so good luck taking it out. Even more wasps. Another self-destruct, but they're able to take it out in time, which for everyone nearby might not feel like a win, but it reduces the strength of the explosion by like 50%. The Phoenixes, though, finding an option of their own, cutting through yet another group. The wasps. What the hell? They look so weird, just holding position. Looks like they're landed in the air. Hovering. Interesting. I didn't even know you could do that. I thought they would, like, kind of swirl around. Idling. But how many wasps, just in general? We have 210. That's still over 6,000 units on the field. I'm not sure what we peaked at, but this map is usually designed for 16 players. 100 of them with all economy enabled. Certainly, oh my, a bit more than usual. The pawn launcher he's firing the pawn launcher and they're getting stuck on, some of them are landing in the volcano. He's self-destructing it. Wow. Like and subscribe for existential dread. I precious. And cast it into the fire. Well, the devs now cornering the players. Fighters easily slicing through. The gunships making it almost impossible to survive on the low ground. Still only 10 commanders to 31, but that's a much better ratio than they started with. The Titans challenging the Sol Invictus. So the lava does a flat amount of damage as opposed to percent damage, which means tier 3 units can kind of stroll through it. It does slow you down some, but it's not the end of the world. For most of those tier 3 units, at least. Wow, a wave of construction aircraft. But the Phoenix is slicing through the drone carriers. They do nothing. And oh no. There goes everything. If any sort of hope, any sort of dream remained, we all saw it. Well, their life flashed before their eyes, I guess would be the best way to put it. Minor setback. 'Tis but a flesh wound, which would be impressive because I don't believe there's any flesh involved. Just the cleanup crew, the fighters, clearing the path, the dragon behind it, the fusion across the back line. Still, the players with more commanders, but it won't take so long to hunt them down. As the developers, even bringing, they've got transports with turrets. Yes, you can air turret rush. They can't fire in the air, but you can land them if you can get the transports close enough, which is certainly one way to do it. It's a bit unwieldy, but it has its uses, mostly for dunking and styling on your opponent. But now seems like the time. As the players down to 4, the developers doing quite an efficient job of knocking out the rest. As, of course, at least one remains. The tier 3 units chasing him down. A Tyrannus above. Targeting. They've spotted him. The gunships. And another one. How are you back? Invisible troll. Must have taken over one of the commanders. The last one spotted not enough energy to maintain its cloaking device. About half the team just pinging it. They know where he is. Those are his units remaining. Hide! Self-destruct initiated. Will they let them get there? There it goes. The developers, despite being outnumbered 5-1, earning their place. We had Rebel Node. The front line held. Of course, almost 10,000, 25,000 units lost in just 30 minutes, including the build-up phase. A dramatic display and an efficient conclusion. But both sides had their moments. Unfortunately, the players unable, in sometimes dramatic fashion, to coordinate in the way they needed to. But the developers able to show their experience, especially on the front line, to survive thus far. And survive. So hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you to everyone involved, especially the winning team, for this incredible game. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed at least a bit as much as I did. And I hope if you got the means of motivation, check out Patreon or YouTube membership. But liking and subscribing is still free, at least for now. Make sure to check out this video. Jimmy picked it out just for you. And I'll see you next time. Good luck. I hope to see you next time. Good luck. Have fun. Thank you for watching. Hope I made your day a little bit better. Stay chill.